Good afternoon, everyone, and happy 155th anniversary to Boston Conservatory at Berklee. I am sorry I cannot be with you in the flesh because my flesh has a concert today, so I am very grateful that I have been given the opportunity to express my gratitude via this video. Thank you to the Berklee Board of Trustees, President Erica Mull, and Executive Director Kathy Young for bestowing this honor on me. I am especially honored to be receiving this along with Maestro Thomas Wilkins. A shout out to Bridget Hayes and Jermaine Hill and everyone at the Boston Conservatory at Berklee who had a hand in this. It's very moving for me to know that there's a collective of people somewhere who share my field of work and who have been paying attention to what I do and appreciate it enough that I am being conferred with one of the highest honors that this institution can give. I am incredibly grateful and honored by this lofty recognition, and from the bottom of my heart, I thank you all. I have always loved the saying, "May you live in interesting times." Well, man, did I get my wish. These are interesting times indeed. It is only recently that I realized that that saying was actually a curse. But I don't think that it's a curse for artists. Times of turmoil, distress, and darkness have the ability to activate artists with a special fervor, intensity, and purpose. And that's why we are all here, right? We, that strange and wonderful tribe of people called artists. And look at us all. To misquote Stephen Sondheim, we're still here. I don't think that's an accident. I'll give you an example of what I mean. When COVID started taking hold of my hometown of New York City in the spring of 2020, the citizens spontaneously started thanking the essential workers. They did this by stopping whatever they were doing at 7 p.m. every night. And for a number of minutes, they would hang out of their apartment windows, banging on pots and pans, screaming, shouting, honk their car horns if they were in their cars, and whoop, holler, and applaud if they were outside walking. It was New York's way of thanking the doctors, nurses, hospital workers, and also the fire department, subway and bus drivers, emergency workers, delivery people, and the countless others who were keeping New York City running. Now, at that time, I was recovering from a really bad case of COVID, and I finally was able to join my family to cheer everyone on from our apartment windows. One day, inspired by having seen some of the citizens in Italy spontaneously singing out of their apartment windows while they were locked down a few weeks before that, I decided to start spontaneously singing The Impossible Dream from my window after the applause for the workers died down. Now, I did it as my personal act of gratitude for the essential workers and for specific people as well that had helped me to heal. The people below me on the street were surprised, and when I finished, they all burst into applause for a second time. Now, I was planning on doing this only as a one-off, but the next day I noticed that the people on the street were a little bit more numerous than they were before, and they also seemed to be like clapping for all the essential workers, but they were also kind of throwing glances up to my window. So after the applause died down, I was reaching up to close my window when someone from the street yelled out, "Sing the song!" So that was the beginning of me singing The Impossible Dream out of my window every night for 2.5 months. Now, the interesting thing is, after a while, it started feeling not right to me. Every news organization picked it up, and it got to the place where there were hundreds and hundreds of people that would gather on Broadway below my window, clapping for the essential workers, but as I noticed, also kind of focused on my window as well. To me, my act of singing was an act of gratitude, but it started to feel like it was becoming a performance. People were clapping for the essential workers, but they were also kind of coming to see me and hear me sing, and that didn't feel right to me. So after singing for a couple of weeks, I decided to quit and only applaud for the essential workers. But the very afternoon that I made that decision, A neighbor stopped me as I was about to go into a nearby market, and he said, Brian Stokes Mitchell, Brian Stokes Mitchell. I said, what? He said, I'm a neighbor. I live across the street from you. You don't know me. But I need to talk to you. I need to tell you something. And as he was talking to me, he started getting emotional. And he said, we come out every night and we clap for all the essential workers. But my family and I, we also come out to hear you sing. And I come out with my wife and my sons. I have 2 sons. And we listen to that. It's the one time in my day I feel joy. And that stopped me in my tracks. I had forgotten how this singing thing that came relatively easy to me could have such a huge and positive effect on someone I didn't even know. That's the power of art. That is the power that each of you wields in your hands. Artists get to play with some powerful mojo. Art has the power to transform people's lives in one epiphanal moment. I have found few other positive forces in life that are also able to do that. The world needs that now. The world needs you now. So find your song and sing it. I believe we each have the ability to change the world for the better. Maybe not the whole world, but we each have power in our own circles of influence. I think that the ability to pass abstract thinking and generational experience on to others is one of the greatest secrets to human success. So before I go, here are a few things that I have learned in my career and life to pass on to those who are coming into this school and those who have graduated as well. So take what you need, throw the rest out, and always blaze your own path as you go. So here they are in no particular order. The world is an amazing place. The deeper you look, the more amazed you will be. I believe every one of us comes to this planet with a special gift, and it is up to each of us to discover it, nurture it, and share it. Figure out why you are here on this planet, and then do what you came here to do to the max. How do you discover your purpose? Learn to listen to your heart and then follow it. Our brains and our other body parts will also be vying for our constant attention, but I have found that when I have listened to my heart, it has never led me wrong. Be a lifetime student and continue to mold and refine your craft, and you can make enormous change for the good, to lift others, enlighten others, inspire others, and give joy to others. Play is at the root of what artists do. We don't put on a work, we put on a play. We don't work a piano or a symphony, we play them. So don't forget how to play. And when you play hard. And play nice. And as often as you can, play in the deep water. Work hard too. Always strive for excellence. Strive for excellence. You may never attain it, but the joy is in the striving. Don't get so caught up in your work that you forget to live your life. The deep well that you will draw from as a performer, as an artist, is the life that you consciously live. You are going to lose more than you will win in your career and in life. So when you fall down, pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and start all over again, like the song says. When a door has closed for you, don't keep trying to scratch, knock, or pound it down by any means necessary. Look around you. You will find that there are multiple other doors around you that have opened. Don't aspire to be the next anybody. Be the first you. The world has never seen that. Get your heads out of your phones and make your connections with live human beings as much as possible. There are many more shows written about interactions with other people than with machines. When the world gets you down, help others. The man with no shoes is grateful when he sees the man with no feet. Sing out your window if you feel so moved. And when the world can't pay you for it, give it away. Read books. They are portable mentors. You can absorb a lifetime of learning from another human being just by reading their books. And so on that note, I will end with two of my favorite quotes from one of my portable mentors, Joseph Campbell. He says, "Participate joyfully in the sorrows of the world. We cannot cure the world of sorrows, but we can choose to live in joy. The warrior's approach is to say yes to life, yay to it all." And finally, a bit of advice given to a young Native American at the time of his initiation. As you go the way of life, you will see a great chasm. Jump. It is not as wide as you think. Thank you, and blessings to you all as you embark on your next great adventures.